Greetings, everyone out there in YouTubes, and the internet. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer. Today we are going to talk about the Nintendo Direct and my thoughts on the matter. Basically, I'm going to go through each game systematically. I know there are a lot of games that they announced, so I'm going to go through each of those systematically, and then we will go ahead and yeah, see where we go from there. More than likely, I'm going to end up giving a couple of thoughts on Nintendo's current direction. So, anyway, let's jump right in here. Essentially, the first game they talked about was Pokemon Ultra Sun. Well, the first games they talked about were Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Is it just me, or is Pikachu like insanely cute? Like, yeah, gotta be honest there. Anyway, I don't consider myself necessarily the biggest of Pokemon fans. Um, that said, though, the newer Pokemon games seem like they're a little bit different, or different enough for me to take interest in them and actually want to play them. So, more than likely, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to, go at least see about it and, that kind of thing. Go play some of it if I can. And I may or may not do some videos on it or something. But yeah, Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. Um, yeah, they've basically revamped the game a bit. They included a new game called Bowser's Minions, and yeah, it seems to be like a remastered version, like with better graphics and things like that. That one launches October 6th, by the way. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon launched September 22nd. Kirby's Battle Royale is the next one they talked about. I've never been the biggest Kirby fan, to be honest. Whether it's his games or just Smash Brothers, or anytime I've ever seen him, he just doesn't appeal to me necessarily. But I will say that when I ended up playing like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, I enjoyed that game quite a bit. So I may end up picking it up just out of virtue of the fact that Kirby games are actually fun. I just don't necessarily like Kirby as a character. That's coming out the 29th of, the 19th of January. So yeah, the next one is Yokai Watch. This game actually appeals to me less than Pokemon. I played the demo on the 3DS a while ago for the first one, and it didn't grip me like at all. So, eh. That one comes out September 29th. Layton's Mystery Journey. Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. That's a really long name for a game. The whole name is Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and Millionaire's Conspiracy. Yeah. I wish that were a working title, but it's not. Um, yeah, that said, I haven't personally delved into any of the Layton series, but it did look interesting and fun in a way that may interest me enough to pick it up. Um, this one comes out on October 6th. Yeah, so that was a thing. Minecraft for 3DS. That I'm definitely skipping because I have it on my computer and on my Mac, and the controls always felt more intuitive to me than on consoles. I may consider picking it up on the Switch, but definitely not for the 3DS. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip that iteration. I can't even lie. Mario Party. Oh, Minecraft 3DS is coming out September 13th. I forgot to mention that. Mario Party, the top 100, looks really, really fun, in spite of the fact that most Mario Parties get average to terrible reviews. I enjoyed pretty much all of them. So, yeah, that said, I will probably grab this just by virtue of the fact that I've enjoyed so many other Mario Party titles. But yeah, that one's coming out November 10th. Samus Returns. So, out of the list of 3DS games, there were maybe one or two that I thought were essential, like must-have games. And Metroid Samus Returns is one of them. Like, I'm definitely interested in picking this one up. And as of this recording, I will only have to wait until tomorrow, September 15th, to go ahead and pick that up. Atlas is releasing a swath of RPGs for the 3DS in the coming year. Basically, they have 4 games coming. The Alliance Alive, Eterian Odyssey, Strange Journey Redux, and Radiant Historia. All of the games look great. All of them look like, candidates for the full clear series, but I'm not going to end up doing any of those because I can't record the 3DS. I can't figure it out. Yeah. If you guys happen to know how to do that, I would be willing to consider doing something full clear related for those. But yeah, right now I can't figure it out. But yeah, I may only grab like one or two of those games overall because of my budget uh, treating me particularly poorly right at this moment. Apollo Justice. Oh yeah, okay. So they announced two games kind of together. Apollo Justice and Ace Attorney. Oh, sorry. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney, and Fire Emblem Warriors were announced at the same time for the 3DS. Uh, Ace Attorney seems interesting as usual, but not really interesting enough for me to pick it up necessarily. Fire Emblem Warriors is a game I'm already gonna get on the Switch, so I don't really have much need for the 3DS version per se, unless they have something just groundbreakingly awesome that pulls me in, which didn't happen with Fire Emblem Heroes. Wow, which didn't happen with Hyrule Warriors, so I doubt that it'll happen with this one either. They announced themed Pokemon 2DS XLs and an orange and white 2DS XL. The former is set to launch with Pokemon. The latter is available on October 6th. Yeah, that's the 3DS stuff out of the way, and now moving on to something I'm slightly more interested in, mostly because Switch, is the Nintendo Switch. First and foremost, I would like to say that there was literally nothing announced for the Switch that seemed like something I wouldn't be interested in, which is a problem because, again, financially speaking, I'm not in the best place. So, yeah, if I do pick up just about everything on this list, which I'm probably going to end up doing, it's going to be over a spaced time period because they announced a lot of this stuff like their release dates are like right on top of each other. A whole bunch of great games coming out right on top of each other, so it's going to be interesting. Anyway, first game that they talked about, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They revealed a little bit more of the story, some of the battle system, a couple of new kingdoms or six, and the more they show this game, the more I want it, essentially. Um, the pre-order happened. I did that along with the Pro Controller that goes with it. They have a themed Pro Controller that's coming out with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Um, the next thing they did was they announced some DLC for Splatoon. Well, not DLC, more or less an update, including a couple of new maps, an umbrella weapon. Um, One of the stages seemed particularly interesting because it was kind of like a river dividing it, and little platforms that you could jump over onto the other side and beat up the other team and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it seemed really cool. The concept is different fundamentally than any other Splatoon stage. Well, except for maybe the no, it's yeah, it's different than pretty much everything right now. Let's see. Fire Emblem Warriors for the Switch. They announced Lyn as a character coming to the system, and they also announced a trailer that kind of covers her abilities and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors is coming out October 20th. Snipper Clips Plus launches November 10th and includes 30 new stages. Well, more than 30 new stages is what they said. I love the demo, but I never got around to the full game, mostly because it just kind of got overshadowed by all the stuff that I already had. Um, I already had Zelda, I already had Mario Kart, so I was like, by the time I got around to looking into this game, because it was a launch game, but I just never got around to looking into it. By the time I looked into it, there was um, not enough interest for me to continue playing it. Although it's a fascinating game and it's a very fun game, at least as far as the demo is concerned, it just wasn't something that was in the cards. Um, yeah, but I would say I'm interested in it at the moment. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. If I get the first one, then I'll go ahead and pick up Snipper Clips Plus. But yeah, Morphe's Law. I've had my eye on this game, and I've had my reservations about this game, but the more I see of it, the more I'm liking it. Like, I don't have an exact release date for it because they didn't announce one, but it's set for winter this year. Uh, yeah, shooting people and increasing your mass based on where you're shooting them. It mentally speaking, like while just brainstorming about it, I have a ton of different ways that that could be a really cool feature to have in the game, like a really cool feature to have as a game, sort of a really cool hook. Um, let's see, they had um, oh, Rocket League. They announced a couple of car toppers. Well, announced that they've already talked about the car toppers in various media outlets. But yeah, they've officially announced it through Nintendo. Theme cars and Samus's gunship. I'm really interested in playing with Samus's gunship because it looked like a really fun vehicle. Yeah, I want this game so bad. Uh, I can hardly wait to get it, and it's coming out holiday, so it's gonna be hard to find, possibly. I'm hoping that they print a lot of copies or make a lot of copies because it's gonna sell a lot. Um, yeah, it just looks like a really cool and interesting game. Arena of Valor. Yeah, this game, I love League of Legends, so this game seems kind of like a natural fit for me. Um, the graphics are crisp, the gameplay looks very familiar. Um, yeah, I want to play it just to see like whether or not I like it. They're saying that there's a beta that's coming out this winter, so I'm definitely gonna pick that up and try it out and perhaps give a full review on it because it seemed like a reviewable game. Well, most of these seem like reviewable games, but yeah, that one in particular seems like I could do a comparison sort of video between that one and League of Legends to see which one I enjoy more. Skyrim, well, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I've never had the pleasure of playing Skyrim, any of its iterations, but I mean, it's so critically acclaimed that I have every intention of picking it up. It comes out November 17th. Another game that looked kind of cool and I'd never played was the Doom series, which is the next game that they talked about in the Direct. I'm never really a person that's been fond of the standard FPS, like first person shooter formula, but Doom feels like it's going to be something altogether different. And so I'm still interested in it for, the holiday season when it releases, and I may end up gravitating towards it. Let's see. Oh, Wolfenstein 2 is set in a Nazi-controlled America. Basically, you are to spark the next American Revolution, and the premise by itself intrigues me, but this is another game series I never really had the opportunity to look at, mostly because I play pretty much only Nintendo systems. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Flip Wars came out a little while ago, and the direct went over some DLC that's already, well, not DLC, good grief. They're already releasing an update for Flip Wars, which is what they talked about in the direct. Their diligence in keeping up with this game made me curious about what more about made me curious to look more into the game, and I found something that I might actually um, be interested in picking up. It's already out, so I mean, yeah, the jury's out on when I'll actually pick it up or if I'll actually pick it up. But it did seem like a good game. The developers seem like that they're really into supporting it and ready to keep it interesting for a good while to come. So, Arcade Archives was the next game that they talked about. Arcade Archives Mario Brothers is the full name. It's a slight twist on some old school Nintendo games, and it's available September 27th. I'm a little bit eager to play it, but it might get kind of lost in the sauce with so many other heavy hitters coming around the same time. Um, for Zelda, they announced some specific amiibo details, like about what the amiibos will be doing in the game, like things that it would be doing in game. The specific headgear that will be unlocked with each individual amiibo, and how each one will have special abilities. They haven't disclosed said special abilities at this time, but they said more to come on that. So yeah, good times there. They announced their sports titles kind of in a bulk situation. They went through NBA 2K launching September 15th in the eShop, mind you. They have a physical release coming a little bit later, like in November sometime. WWE 2K18 is launching soon. They didn't give a release date for that. FIFA 18 is launching September 29th. Pokken Tournament is launching September 22nd. I'm not really a sports fan per se, but I am honestly curious about most of these games just because of the fact that I've never really gotten into the sports genre. It feels like this might be a good time to kind of introduce myself to it. I was in the camp of people that believes that if you can do it in real life, there's no real reason to play a game about that thing necessarily. Like sports games, football, basketball, hockey, tennis, all those games that I could play in real life, volleyball. I never said, hey, I want to play this on a system. I just never said that because those types of games don't appeal to me. I'd rather go outside and do them. I'd rather cross you up in real life. Yes, I do play basketball. Yes, I'm relatively okay at it, but I wouldn't say I'm all epically pro LeBron Jamesy or anything. I'm better than average, worse than most. Anyway, those are all coming around holiday season. So they're all worth looking into and picking up. Just for the simple fact that they're sports titles. EA doesn't really do a great job of supporting Nintendo systems, and just for the fact that they are willing to do so this time around, it might be diligent to support them in the event that they decide to support Nintendo in the future as a result of that support that we give them now. So yeah, that would be pretty much the only reason, besides the fact that I've never really gotten into sports games. Project Octopath Traveler, working title, is an RPG that covers the stories of 8 protagonists over their adventures. They have unique abilities. They come from different areas, different parts of the world. I can't wait until this game comes out. It is perfect full clear series material. Perfect full clear series material. And I'm playing the demo, and I literally had to tear myself away from it to do this video. It is set to release in 2018, and I cannot wait. Like day one, I'm picking this up, and they're probably gonna have a special edition. I might end up getting that. Anyway, Lolapop, the new character in ARMS, is an excellent and fun character. I had the pleasure of playing her for a couple of hours. Then she was the next part of the direct. She has 3 different types of arms, but I only use one of them because the nunchucks are amazing. But yeah, they also announced that the update would allow you to play with your controller settings, like how your buttons are set up. I haven't gotten into that feature just yet because I use motion controls, but it seems like a worthwhile endeavor for those people that use actual button inputs. Yeah, good times there. Dragon Quest Builders, that's another game that I've been following for a while, and it looks like it's going to be more fun than Minecraft. Just gonna throw that out there. In the sense that the story is directed and goal-oriented and, that kind of thing, which is my favorite type of game. Like, I like a direction, or at least a general direction of where I need to go. Breath of the Wild had direction, but it was more of a chaotic, find your own way towards the place you need to go sort of thing. I absolutely loved that premise and the way that they executed it. I'm hoping that Dragon Quest Builders is slightly more focused, because Minecraft was literally, hey, go to the world and do what you want and build what you want. And I built some stuff and I was satisfied. I'm like, okay, I've built myself a house and some stuff to build other things with, ovens and such. And I don't really have much fun with directionless games most of the time. So yeah, Minecraft was one of those outliers for me. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping that Dragon Quest Builders is a little more goal oriented, and if it is more goal oriented, it'll be a great candidate for the full clear series. All right, so Star Wars Allies, they announced a co-op mode for this game as well, and ability combinations and the ability to recruit enemies to fight with you, all sorts of little nuances that'll make the game more interesting and fun. It's set up for spring 2018 for launch. Yeah, that's another one I'm down for. Oh, then they had a rapid fire for like games coming to the eShop. They had Steam World Dig September 21st. They had Golf Stories sometime in September. Frozen Bite, Battle Royale, Chef. Oh, wow. Oh man, they corrected my. Okay, well, Battle Chef Brigade coming holiday 2017. Tiny Metal. And last but not least for that particular group, they had Super Meat Boy coming forever. Sorry, Super Meat Boy Forever coming in 2018. Switching up words, so fail. Anyway, they had like four more games that they also kind of did in a separate rapid fire section. It was like a here's your one for the eShop, and then here's your two for like the that are probably gonna have physical releases. But yeah, anyway, um, Lost Fear, a game where you restore the world with your memories or with some memories, somebody's memories, um, is a third candidate for my full clear series. And yeah, that's coming January 23rd, 2018. Sonic Forces is coming out November 7th. Resident Evil Revelations. I was a huge Resident Evil fan back during the GameCube and 64 days, and I have every intention of grabbing this one because the Revelations was probably one of the best of the Resident Evil series as a whole. But yeah, that's coming out November 28th, and I'm picking that one up almost certainly. Let's see. Oh, and then November 14th, we'll see LA Noire with all their DLC and all that kind of stuff coming to the Switch. It's going to have special outfits and ways to be detective-y with your handheld console. I'm really excited to see what little features they announce for that later on. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. Let's see. Oh, the last thing in the presentation was an even deeper look into Mario Odyssey, as if we hadn't seen so much of that game already. Like, I'm actually leaning towards not looking at any of the other content uh, for what they're going to show for Mario Odyssey, because it feels like at this point they're kind of spoiling the game for me. Like, I want to go into the game fresh and be excited when I see the worlds for the first time and all the little features they're in, and they're showing all the little nuances and stuff, and I'm like, they're kind of getting into spoilery territory. I don't know. I've never really been a fan of spoilers, and so I might have to kind of chill on the Mario Odyssey coverage and watching the news for it. But they introduce a couple of zones. They talk about help options for finding more moons. Like if you get stuck somewhere or you can't find a moon that you need to get to your next area, you can utilize help options. They have they've introduced a decorating option for your ship, a snapshot mode for getting that perfect Mario picture for your phone background. They had three amiibo and themed Joy-Cons that they announced. They also had a case, Switch case for that was Mario themed. Yeah, man, there was a lot of stuff this direct. And because there was a lot of stuff for this direct, I found myself thinking how great Nintendo is for keeping a constant flow of software and collectibles and things to keep us coming back. Yeah, Nintendo's on fire, man. They're really hitting all cylinders, and I hope that they stay that way. Yeah, this is a great job and a great direct and a very interesting set of games that is coming out. Third parties are getting behind the Switch like left and right, and it's a beautiful thing. I don't see any reason why Nintendo can't come back and pass up even PS4 for numbers this console generation. Um, yeah, it's looking great for them. I want it to continue to look great for them because after holiday 18, after spring 2018, we don't have much on what's coming out. I'm assuming that they're going to have another direct by that time frame, so you have an idea of what's coming up next. But yeah, so far so good, so great, man. Like I am having so much fun looking at Nintendo showing everybody how it's done. I hope they keep up the momentum. Yeah, like yeah, Nintendo's doing great, and I cannot stress that enough. At any rate, thank you guys so much for watching. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer. If you'd like and or subscribe, you may do so by clicking on the links provided. Also, if you'd like to check out other videos I've done, I will have links to them right there and there, maybe somewhere right in that area. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.